So you want to grow your business, right? Well, stick around because in the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain on internet marketing, and I'll show you why it's so much more than just running a few ads. It's actually a powerful engine that can create some real lasting growth for you.
Okay, let's be honest. This is the question that probably keeps you up at night, doesn't it? I mean, with a million other businesses out there, how in the world do you get people to not just notice you, but to actually choose you over everyone else?
And look, it's not just you. This isn't something you're imagining. The competition out there is absolutely fierce, and it feels like it's getting tougher every single day. You know, it used to be that just having a great product was enough to win. Yeah, those days are long gone.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll take a look at the modern business landscape. Then we're going to clear up probably the biggest confusion out there, the difference between marketing and advertising. After that, we'll dive into all the cool tools you have at your disposal. And finally, we'll bring it all home and show you how this stuff actually works for your business.
So let's kick things off with today's business world. Look, if you want to do more than just survive, if you actually want to thrive, you just can't wing it. You absolutely have to have a solid, thought-out strategy. And what is that strategy? Well, it's marketing. But hold on, let's get one thing straight right now. Marketing is not just posting on Instagram or Facebook. It's an entire system. It's all about really truly understanding your customer, creating something they actually need, and then, and this is the key part, showing them why it matters to them.
Okay, this brings us to what I think is the single biggest misunderstanding in this entire field. Seriously, if you can just nail this next concept, you'll be light years ahead of most of your competition.
All right, here's the best way to think about it. Marketing, that's your entire game plan for the season. It's the big picture strategy. Advertising, on the other hand, is just one specific play you run in a game. It's a tactic you use to score a touchdown. Super important for sure, but it's not the whole playbook, right? It's just one part of a much bigger plan.
And just look at everything that goes into that bigger strategy. Marketing is all that deep behind-the-scenes work. We're talking market research, spying on your competitors, analyzing them, figuring out your brand positioning. It's basically all the brainpower and heavy lifting you do long before you even think about creating an ad. And that's where advertising finally comes into play. It's the execution phase. It's when you take one very specific message, you put it out there on a channel, say Google or Facebook, and you're aiming for one very specific result. See? It's a single tool you pull from the toolbox. It's not the whole toolbox itself.
Okay, now that we've got that sorted, let's talk about where the action is today, the internet. And wow, the digital arsenal of tools we have at our fingertips now, it's just incredible.
So what is internet marketing really? Well, at its heart, it's just taking all those classic marketing principles and applying them online. But here's its superpower: speed. You can test out a new idea, get data back almost instantly, and then tweak your strategy right then and there. That's something you could only dream of with old-school TV or newspaper ads.
And these are the main tools in your digital arsenal. You've got SEO, which is all about making sure people find you when they're looking for what you offer. Then there's targeted advertising. So you're not just shouting into the void, you're reaching the right people. You've got social media to build a community, a real tribe around your brand. Email marketing lets you have a direct conversation with them. And content marketing, that's about pulling people in by simply being incredibly helpful.
All right, so that's all the theory. But you're probably thinking, okay, great, but how does this actually make a difference for my business? So let's connect the dots. Let's get practical and see how this all comes together in the real world. At the end of the day, here's what it's all for. Every single tool, every strategy we've talked about, it has to be working towards these core goals. What are they? Well, attracting new customers, making your brand memorable, keeping the customers you already have happy, obviously growing your sales, and maybe most importantly, building real long-term relationships. Now, I want to take a second to bust a huge myth. There's this idea floating around that marketing is only for massive corporations with endless cash to burn. Let me just say, that is 100% false. Just think about what you can do, even as a small business. You can post regularly on your social media. You can do some basic SEO on your website. You can run a tiny, super targeted ad campaign. You can write a blog post that actually helps someone. All of these things are totally within reach, and they can get you some amazing results.
Okay, and here's the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. You have to understand that marketing isn't a project with a start and end date. It's not a one-and-done thing. It's a continuous process, a cycle.
You're always analyzing what's working, trying new things, and making improvements. It's all about learning, adapting, and always moving forward.
And that really brings us to the most important idea I want you to walk away with. In this incredibly noisy world we live in, the winner's not the one who shouts the loudest. No, the winner is the one who speaks to their client at exactly the right time, in exactly the right place, and with exactly the right words. So the question I'll leave you with is this. Are you just shouting into the void, or are you actually starting a meaningful conversation?